Hello, hello. Espera. Ah, ok. Parecia que a voz, o som não estava a detectar. Ora, pois. Bora lá, então.
Hello, officer. What brings you up here again?
This window is pristine on the inside. This medicine cabinet is stocked with drugs. Plus, and there it is, the orange sun wearing blister pack. You feel almost nostalgic for it.
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time?
It's you again. What is it? Fuck! I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted.
For the record, Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore, nor did he say anything about trusting her.
Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He raped her. He was out of his fucking mind.
She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience. She's shutting down. And she doesn't fucking trust you.
Yeah, she's crazy, you know. A crazy bitch. You know the type.
This is a diversion. Stay on track.
She wasn't raped. The witnesses' statements were very clear.
Lawman, I'm at the end of my goddamn rope with you. I fucking told you. And you went and pushed her.
Hit you. Duck.
Titus Hardy! Everard personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south, we'll all be in the shit. But you, Titus Hardy, are going to be buried. Am I understood?
When she's angry, she emphasizes the S. It gives her voice a strangely hypnotic quality. Her lips barely move as she speaks.
Look, Copper. We know that fuck was a rapist and a killer. We got him confessing to it on tape. Show it to him, T. What's the harm, right?
Here, jerkwad. Listen to this shit. And then come back and tell me the soldier of the apocalypse was an innocent man.
This is their last play, this tape. Their story is in tatters, a mess. It might be nice to listen to, but at this point, you don't need to.
You don't care about evidence. The fuck are you a cop for, then?
Pigs, T. They don't care about getting the truth. They care about getting convictions. They are
I won't be on your bulletin board. If you don't listen to the tape, we got nothing.
There's a lot of questions. If you ask them now, they'll just keep bringing up the tape. Listen to it, and they'll have nothing to hide behind.
What's on it? We call it the door gun a mega mix. You'll know why.
Now that is intriguing. You had me at...
You think we go into this shit deaf and dumb? You RCM aren't the only ones who know how to...
Actually, there are a few. Crypto analyst, radio officer.
Yeah, like you have one, smart ass. We have machines. We're in logistics.
Understood? You've listened in on their communications. How long?
Since way before their chief started taking swing lessons.
Things got nice and quiet after that.
It's not advanced. You just hold up in a coop all day.
Don't put yourself down, Angus. It's important work.
Yeah, man. You're like a radio genius or something. Those...
I'm sure we can find a tape player.
Where can I listen to this? Why don't
Yeah, play it with your ass, cocksucker.
I'm sure we can find a tape player. It's...
Your room had one. Or maybe it's too broken.
Don't forget your tape, lawman. Compliments of Titus Hardy. You do that. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness someday. Yeah? What about it? You do that.
Six crumbling petals rest on your palm.
This is the Insulindian lily, called Mabel's or Lucille's tears during the Revolution. Girls used to pin these on soldiers before sending them off to battle.
This flower is a spring flower, but it's a bit early for that, isn't it?
Yes, but not this early, not to my knowledge. It looks dried, preserved. The revolutionaries, so the communards and the anarchists. White's their color, but the custom started in the suzerain's army, so it held meaning for the kingsmen. It's about girls and boys more than sight. Girls sending off boys who are going to their deaths, then also dying themselves in the ruins from dysentery and consumption. It's a symbol of the Civil War. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see.
The petals feel dry and fragile. Wait, have you noticed there's a war veteran playing a ball game on the plaza?
I've got nothing to say to you.
Caraças, temos uma data de coisas para fazer.
is still and silent. Seems the machine was made in Revachol by a company called Le Mercier. The logo, there's no fixing this one.
This would have been very helpful with the Megamix, but it isn't anymore. My Kinema only comes with radio. Let's try to find a new tape player. Perhaps we should talk to Rob.
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
The tear machine stands in the corner. Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a satisfying.
So, how'd you like our harbor?
You've been in there, he means. Talked to the boss man too, probably.
It's but a rest area on the path leading across open plains. Right. You talk to the boss, eye to eye, like men of the plain. If you have any more questions, I'm set to talk. The mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing? What a thought! Why would noble workers resort to such a thing? Your dead guy was an enemy combatant. He was an agent of the opposition, attempting to undermine our honorable... I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me. Large organizations like our union have also...
He's not lying about not doing it.
Understood. This has been of limit.
No problem. I wish the best to you in your search. Sure, I'm glad it's not my search. A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open? Of course, I got you. You don't know anything. I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say. Oh, so the none of the above type are you? I get it, I get it. I like to keep my distance too. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the wailing and rags. That's all I know.
Okay, but where did you get the key from?
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter. None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess. I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we...
He means he's not going to tell you cause he doesn't know. But he will shoot his mouth off with you now that you're working for Everard.
Los Ardis? They're an independent militant group. A bit, they're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that. Except it's Everard's law. But really, they're just like you. We're negotiating our share. Aye. This stuff, they already covered. It's not enough. Not enough to get ahead. More about keeping us in our place. All of it. How However, right now we want all the harbor workers to be on the company's board, so they could take part in the decision-making process.
This seditious talk sounds like communism. Just so we're on the same page, communism is basically wanting to kill the rich people or deporting them to a labor camp in southeast Grad. But don't say that out loud if you're a communist.
I think it's best you make up your own mind now that you've made it. In my eyes, he is a capable organizer and a decent businessman. I guess you kind of get to be the village chief. He oversees the harbor, makes deals with the owners or other relevant parties.
By that, you mean
By heavens, why would he not be corrupt? We live in a harsh and disordered world, see? And in this world, the old man is corrupt for our benefit, and we know it. Appreciate it even. He is, personally, not too lavish. He is reasonably lavish, sure. That's his prerogative. It's not like you want a saintly demeanor on a corrupt motherfucker. That would be a manipulative illusion. Besides, there are no non-corrupt systems in the world anyway, and moralism is the most corrupt of them all.
This man has political theory, and it has not failed him today.
No. I don't think I'm a communist. Seeing something of value and saying I want it all to myself is a much older and simpler notion. No science, even a weak child can think it. The only things holding someone back are I can't and I shouldn't. Just the way the world works, Boyadero. Sure, I've had the necessary free time. Fortunately, there's always time.
The look in his brown eyes conjures up an understanding. For him, having command of his time is the most important. It all comes together now. The way he speaks about scabs, his general attitude. He's a follower of a 500-year-old Franco-Nigerian Boyadero code, itself an appropriation of that of a noble peasant or a traveling herdsman. True to yourself, independent in your actions, loyal to your friends. No. No. The man sits on the railing, his hands reaching far and wide.
We're negotiating our aye. This stuff, they already covered. It's not enough. Not enough to get ahead. All of it.
This seditious talk sounds like communism.
No. Even a weak child can think it. The only things holding someone back are I can't and I shouldn't. I have nothing against communists. They are honorable boyaderos. But my own code serves me well. If my code starts failing, a code can fail a man as well as a man can fail a code, then I will have to submit to a new one.
He knows who he is, firmly grounded, has no need to reinforce or elaborate his political identity to himself or others.
See, I'm primarily a lazy person.
No doubt he's communist enough to call himself such, but he won't. He likely believes that when someone has radical ideas, he should still rather present himself as a self-interested moderate, not as a missionary of a minority ideology. It might come in handy to present ideas as a part of reality, the only reality that exists, instead of some abstract true form. On the other hand, he's not lying when performing this sleight of hand. He's a self-interested moderate.
That's one way to call it, friend. An unnecessarily complicated way.
Laziness, self-interest, and negligence certainly fit.
Is it the dulcet tone of ultra-liberalism
At least some people are willing to make the necessary sacrifices in order to reach higher and to better the world.
Sure thing.
This was great. You feel mentally reinvigorated. Shame on you!
Don't think so.
Wordless, he takes the photo and looks at it. Grey eyes, dark hard as a stone.
Fucking loincloths. Really did him in. Yeah. What it means.
In what must have been Seminine.
I can tell you what this one means. Only one. You want to hear what happened here? Our colonel is deep in the bush here. Deep in the fucking bush. In Benito, 41. Monsoon season.
Benito is one of the inhabited islands of the Seminese archipelago near the Pale. Covered in jungle, it was anchor point for...
He spent a month behind enemy lines, scouting kept villages. Nothing but fucking bugs and snakes for fun. Men are getting restless
with some strange emotion. This is about to get really graphic. Last moment to back off.
Our boy, he's only a captain then, but he knows how these men think. If they don't see action soon. At dawn, he comes upon two kips, breeding in the bushes by the river. Or maybe they weren't breeding. Maybe. We shot the boy. He was useless, but the girl, she was nice. A little fat, you know, but not too old. What's the matter, militiaman? No stomach for it? This man was worth it.
I think we should maybe even get going now.
He clearly does not think poking the hornet's nest is a wise plan anymore.
Right to work! Right? Hell no.
It just has to be said, that was not a convincing line.
Fucking loincloth.
Loincloth? Now you see, that's not really what a scab would say, is it? Better not to press the issue further, sire. He seems tense.
Fucking bum.
I'm going to interpret that as a yes. There's a tribunal.
How about you fuck off now?
Okay, of course.
The man's breathing steadies, but his eyes are still narrow.
Kuno's like Kuno's dad. Kuno doesn't give a fuck about anything. Yeah? The kingdom of Kuno? Yeah, whatever. Kuno does the fuck about it. Get lost! The fuck do you want with good call, Pigmeister? Don't come in. Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Officer, God damn it. Pull yourself together, René. What do you want? We're still waiting for a replacement for the bull.
As René turns from you to his partner and back, the medals on his chest rattle and glare. Two. The larger one is shaped like a cross, while the smaller medal resembles the sun. A crowned head in front of two crossed rifles. The medal hangs. It's the Croix de Bravoure, Cross of Valor. The cross was the highest battlefield decoration in suzerain's armed forces, awarded for exceptional bravery in the line duty in service of King Frisel the First. A small blue star inside an orange sun. It has the word Valiance written. The setting sun was a decoration used to distinguish seasoned combat veterans in service of King Frisel the First during the Revolution.
For bravery. I'm sure, but I know this uniform's reputation. You are also wondering if I got this for raping women or killing babies. Son, we should never forget our past. Lots of mistakes were made back then, but there were also lessons. Forgetting those times means the mistakes were for nothing. That all those people died for nothing.
Whoa. Sounds like you're about to open the gates of conversation. This man will literally talk your ear off if you let him wander off to memory lane.
For doing my duty in the heat of battle. For looking my mortality in the eye.
He saved some muddy princeling who foolishly strolled into the front line in his gown of velvet and gold.
It was on the first months of the revolution here in Revachol. Unrest was spreading like King Frisel thought he could end it all in one decisive strike. Alas, the young Drisson was all piss and no vinegar, wearing a tunic of purple velvet and cockatiel feathers to battle. Even his rifle was gold-plated, shone from 5 clicks away.
He really despises that
purple velvet tunic.
To keep the long and bloody story short, Drisson marched us against the partisans in Coron. And when I say marched, I mean made us walk into captured enemy territory, single file, like toy soldiers. But the rebels were smart. They let us come real close before opening fire. Suffice to say, it was carnage. I got shot in the left shoulder and went down. Just a flesh wound. But just as I turned over, the prince fell into the mud. Then his horse, driven mad by the noise and smell of gunpowder, stepped on my leg and shattered my knee. I grabbed my sidearm and shot the beast in the head.
Capitaine Arnaud, le fléau des chevaux.
The bane of horses.
When I came to, it was all over. It was just me and Jolas Tresson, gurgling in the blood-soaked mud. Right, the dink had taken numerous flesh wounds and lost a lot of blood. But despite missing his jaw, he seemed hesitant to die. Tougher than he looked, that one. So I grabbed the dink and started crawling. Kept going until the 5th. Through some miracle, we both survived. And the jealous freak convinced Frisel to give me a medal for not leaving him to die in his own blood. Peace, and he was the commanding officer and I was on duty. Just doing my job. Shouldn't hand out medals for that. 13 months later, I received the Sun for distinguished service.
You sense he's downplaying it. He did a lot more than his duty. More than anyone's duty. It's in his spine, in his billowing breasts, and untarnished self-worth.
Because he was a goddamn dandy. Had no business leading men or even being on the battlefield. Royal blood alone doesn't make army commanders. He was a stupid kid, only interested in horses, hairstyles, and man-loving.
Whoa, man-loving? Is that even a... It is not. The old carabinier stands...
What Monseigneur Modesty is not telling you is that he crawled over 7 kilometers before the cavalrymen found him and Drisant. And that even while crawling with a mangled half-dead prince on his back, he still managed to...
Is that pride in his voice? It's deep down, but maybe even unbeknownst to the man himself. It's there.
Sorry, officer, but you're reading me all wrong. I'm a man of peace, and this kinds of bloody... How did you find the story to be, officer? Maybe, but also bear in mind, officer. Oh no, you have to get shot. Repeatedly. And you need...
Do not speak of what you know nothing about, Poltroon. Bah! There were many such stories in those days. Many such men, too.
Oh, yes, René, yes. Men were bigger, girls were prettier, and everyone wore the fascia. Lord, please.
I'm not getting into this with you again.
You should try to come up with a heroic story of your own. Impress this old soldier.
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabinier do for you? Yes, the Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the nights. Not out of any political allegiance, I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight. Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday. It's a private matter. Nothing to do with your...
You see, officer, René is the kind of man would rather die than admit he needs medical assistance or...
I'm fine, goddammit. Mind your own business. No one. The bus has been unmanned since last Monday.
No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday.
Yes. It's not...
Look, officer. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him.
The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individual.
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiniers' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated Kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
Can we conclude the topic of my guard booth now? Yes. Like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp. The purity of snow always reminds me of the purity of a man's soul. If he's got principles, I prefer the old name, Insulindian Lily. Girls brought them to young cadets when they entered service. Wearing them on your cap was supposed to bring good luck. It used to be. But the communards were fond of them too. Call them revolutionary flowers. Bells of the revolution. You know what? Now, they brought me misery, false hope, and disappointment.
But it wasn't the revolutionaries that sold the idea for you, was it? She gave them to me too, and you're jealous.
Enough! I can go over these matters in detail with you, Gaston.
Maybells don't blossom yet, do they?
Maybe on some remote parts of the city they do. But I think you have to wait for at least a month.
is such a pleasure to see you again, officer. How may I head the citizens' militia on this fine day? Sure, officer. No, thank you.
A man so principled about his sandwich calls for a principled approach. Time to get political. This right here is political. Say one of these fascist or communist things or fuck off.
What? What
I am not going to listen to this comic connery.
Huh? Yes, officer. I really don't understand how my sandwich could. I would rather just have this one, officer.
Tell this lost comrade what the people's sandwich would be like. Distill the essence of the working man in a sandwich.
That sounds horrible. You really don't know your way around the kitchen, officer. Food and politics don't mix.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Sorry, sir. I still haven't heard back from the database people. Try calling again later. Is there anything else I can do for you? Just a moment.
10-4, come in, officer. Over. 10-4, I know I already wrote it in a report, but it will stay on my desk for a few days. Over. 10-4, sir. Sorry, but I'm under 10-4. Orders are still orders. Roger that. 10-10, over and out.
This is Precinct 57. Just a second. Sylvie Malaika. Yes. Hello? Oh, great. What else do you need, detective? Yes, I know who you are.
This exact conversation has happened before. Establishing authority before this young girl seems to have been important to you in the past. Don't go there again.
You told me back in the whirling. You told everybody, and so does your badge. I don't need to hear about it anymore. Oh, no, I haven't, sorry.
Oi, mozão. Piquinho.
Real policemen have uniforms too, by the way. Where's yours? He's in plain clothes, voluntarily. It's different from not knowing where your uniform is.
Oh, tadinho. Se quiseres vir Discord bocadinho, eu faço-te companhia.
Please, no. Not this again. Everyone saw your cool gun, detective. You were trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating, and you were waving it around in everyone's face, begging them to describe it. You said it calms you, and then you started making suicide jokes.
Oh, those again. I have been trying to wean you off them. You know, when you put your gun, your actual gun, on your temple and pretend to shoot your brains out, off of that, people don't like that.
Ok, mozão, tudo bem. Vim só aqui a este joguinho um bocadinho, mas Isto deixa-me sempre muito pensativo.
I remember this. You were screaming things like, "My brains are all over the wall, painting them red. I won't be seeing it, 'cause these are my brains. I can't see without my brains." Very nice visuals there.
Me neither.
There is silence on the other end of the line.
No, please, no more suicide threats.
There are way more inventive ways than a gun to leave this world.
No idea. All I know is next you were waving around money instead, saying things like big bucks cannot lie and guns can't buy money, but money can always buy guns. It almost looked like you pawned it. But believe me, I did not ask. Uniform? I never saw you in any uniform. You had your things on. The disco things. Uniform? Well, you tried to jam it down the toilet, sir. Clogging it completely. I am sorry about that. Anything else, Detective?
You hear the cord breaking up on the...
Anything else I can help you with, officer? 57's over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers.
Ok. Qual é que era a próxima cena então?
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything. Yeah, we still have those boom boxes on the shelves. Yeah, we still have those.
The boomboxes wait on the shelves, and your boombox, that gold and amber Harmon Waushi, stares at you long.
Sorry, man. I can't be giving out freebies. Never have, won't now. A discount?
Remember, he doesn't like music. He likes sounds. The Doorgunner Megamix is his type of tape. Certainly, it'd give you a discount. Careful, you can only do this once.
Four real is offensively low, but just this once. For the music, concrete, cop. And here you are, quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything. Where?
The porter reel is just what you needed. The reels attach to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The thumb push, command set, and the tape starts spinning.
This isn't Revachol. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants.
The harbor. That's the son of a Kvalson crane.
He's right.
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the Apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens too. Gonna run a room, Cordy. A real nice room. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally. I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dance a whore upstairs. Do it Kohoi style. Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
The lieutenant presses the button marked Arrête on your porter reel. The tape stops spinning.
End of recording. It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls. Still, it seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the Indeed, but Corty could be short for Cortenard, one of the other mercenaries, the one he was talking to. Probably the mountain at the harbor gates. Mr. Right to Work. A village on the Samaran Isola, in South Safre. Grad committed war crimes there, the kind of thing he talks about.
The South Safre conflict is an ongoing proxy war between Grad and Safre. It has been hot for 12 years, with the atrocities.
Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer.
A symbol of Soldier of the Apocalypse.
I think we've got a few more questions for class here, don't you? This seems to contradict her.
The note is written with a blue pencil on it. Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy. A rusting control panel with loose wire. You grab the handle and pull the lever up. As soon as the metal connects against the waterlock, starts moving.
Okay, if we ever need to get to the coast, then this is the way. But please, contain your wanderlust for now.
Focus on one thing. Achieve it, then the next, he thinks. That's the task chain.
Everything's still cool. Me?
This man probably comes from Seaguy, sometimes known as the Apricot Suzerainty. The lieutenant winces at the words. Apricot Suzerainty calls to mind an era when the Seaguy archipelago.
Very cool. I admire your awareness of our intertwined histories. It's super nice of you to apologize for colonialism. But the Apricot Suzerainty is a shit. That's so cool of it.
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man. What's on your mind? Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo.
Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
Man, nothing's troubling me. Just the usual.
That all the beans you got, Tommy? Damn, it really is hard to talk, man to man.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to goodness. You were already. Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself.
She smiles and nods, seeming.
Oh, yes. How's my precious doing?
The woman before you scans the store.
Okay, but please, only a few questions. Yes, the Simonees are very crafty, and they're.
The woman before you scans the store. A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types. The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Hyundai somewhere. The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks, nothing of interest. Only silence and the cosmic background. The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks, nothing of interest. Only silence and... The display rack is brimming with worn... A twinge at the back of your head makes you flinch. Your eye starts twitching. Your hand reaches toward a book with glossy cover art of the very muscular man from Hyundai. Between the throne and the Hyundala man lies a bonfire, casting shadows on the wall. The shadow of the woman's headdress looks like a pair of devil horns. The title, The Display Rack Before You, is burdened under piles of Man from Hyundai novels.
It is a bestseller for a reason.
Shelves fill to the brim with crime novels featuring the supposedly stalwart. Shelves fill to the brim with crime novels. Your quick eye notices a small caterpillar crawling across the spine of a book. A worn paperback from Dick Mullen's classic Hard-Boiled Phase. The premise seems to be that Dick Mullen is framed for the murder of his... Could it be the motifs of unstable identities and shocking betrayals? Then this is the book for you.
Of course. Such violence and immorality.
Shelves full of biographies of... Browsing suddenly. High speed... Next...
I really must. I'm sorry. I didn't.
Several maps. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinez.
All informed of your surroundings?
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriate. Your finger moves through the various streets, across, finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently.
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and select the map tab.
This bookstore is not strict amidst these three things. The point of the book, and many others, it serves wholeness. When it's up to your mind to hear, various paranatural books still litter the shelf.
Hello, sir. How is the investigation going? Found any curses yet? Oh, that's great! I hope exciting adventures lie ahead. And maybe you can help Mother become less afraid. Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that. And the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying. And it's kind of like a puzzle too. You can guess who the criminal is or how the good guys are going to catch him. You don't look much like a policeman. Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen. Head? Yeah.
No, your mind, not head, child. Heads.
No, he's wicked smart in the stories. Like you, sir, of course. He's just a fictional character. Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the books. It's the type of book where or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. Maybe some about other books. Oh, that's Auntie Billy. She's nice if a bit distressed. No, sir. She's a working woman who comes to look at I think she is a bad husband. Not very nice or helpful. No, sir, I can't. It would be too tiring to refrain from it. It's already tiring enough to remember to say it all the time. It's nice of you to say I could stop, though. Yes, sir. Every snowflake is like a little gift from the sky.
The girl keeps her hands folded, hidden.
What do you mean, sir?
She looks around anxiously. The lieutenant stands by, looking at the two of you with little interest. She brings out her reddened hands, her nails frayed, nearly chewed.
And you knew this from me keeping my hands folded? Well, that proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that.
She nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic.
Maybe so, sir. Okay, I know it's a bad habit, and I shouldn't. It was okay, sir.
There's more that can be achieved here. Ask her to do the same.
You're quite sober.
The lieutenant does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch even a single bit. He is intensely not flinching. It takes effort.
Because you usually aren't. I sure hope you are, sir.
There she stands, swaying on her feet, assaulted by the early... There's something you're missing.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
You have absolutely no idea. Familiar? How? You must have forgotten something you heard again.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
You have absolutely no idea.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
You have absolutely no idea.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
You have absolutely no idea.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
You have absolutely no idea.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
You have absolutely no idea.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
You have absolutely no idea.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
You have absolutely no idea.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
You have absolutely no idea.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
Because you know each other. She's been talking to you so openly because you've talked before.
Yes, I stand in this spot all the time. You've been running around all week without your shirt on, sir, apologising to everyone. I don't really understand what you've done wrong. Of course, you've stopped by a few times. You certainly look better than the last time I saw you. Yeah, but you don't have party eyes anymore.
Party eyes. Yes, of course. That makes sense.
You know, like a cat in the dark, all big and wide-eyed. It certainly looks odd on a man.
The swiveling eyes of a loony drug addict. That is what she meant. You were probably gurning too. Fuck yeah. You should get some party eyes right now. Snap those sequins on you, boy. Oh, baby, that's not what you have to worry about. Worry about the important thing.
I didn't know I had to do that. I'm glad I could help you, sir.
My husband? No, he's not. Excuse me? A bad husband. Do policemen just go around repeating what some kid off the street said? Is she now? Annette's a sweet sprout, but she doesn't know anything about marriage. Why am I even talking? No, I don't. I have a good husband. The kind and helpful sort. And excuse, do policemen just go? Can I give you some friendly advice, mister? No, I don't. I have a good... You're welcome. I don't mean to disrespect, sir.
For what it's worth, I agree. But cockatoos can't be stopped when...
I don't even have a cock.
It's a trap. Never ever say what.
Even if I had, it wouldn't be missing. Great. Nothing. Go read up on them if you're so interested.
Maybe you should check that cockatoo book again. What if the cockatoo...
Wonderful. The story...
The woman... A cockatoo is a parrot with an erectile crest. This book talks about the delicate nature of twos, as well as introducing some of the most popular species among the bird enthusiasts. This is a yellow-tailed black cockatoo, perhaps the most impressive of, in the words of poet, it must be glorious to behold, dark pink and snow white. Despite its banging name, the Bang Bang cockatoo is actually the shyest of the species. Where to even begin? All cockatoos are known for their needy natures, requiring attention for at least 2 full hours a day. They love to talk and have pet owners also report moodiness, loudness, and it is not recommended to get a cockatoo. You're right. Cockatoos are magnificent creatures. They love to perform, cuddle and show. Ouch. That not great for performing. Yes. Yes. But all those cockatoo species are so different. Which one are you? You're right. You're a fuckatoo embodied. This sorry-ass bird belongs on your heraldry. It probably doesn't even have feathers.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I... Sure, let me have a look. I'm not purchasing any more clothing. Oh, a photic.
You have absolutely no idea what aphotic baths are.
Anything else you're thinking of selling? Another time, perhaps.
It is such a pleasure to see you again, officer. How may I... It is such a pleasure to see you...
A man so principled about his sandwich calls for a principle. You really do. Now...
What the hell are you talking about?
No time to bring him in. Just keep your...
I don't think that's gonna happen.
He won't kill. As long as it's...
Good. Rene's on board too. Time to take back the streets. Right-wing pop...
Now you are talking sense, son.
I'm actually already a member in a group tasked to keep the streets safe. You are too. We call ourselves... Are you sure? 'Cause right now, it looks like you are organizing a vigilante group.
What do you mean, officer?
Agreed. What about the whole group? I propose...
I'm sure we can come up with something with a bit more oomph than that.
How about what? It's dignified. I like it.
All right, all right. I have a bad feeling about this. Oh, you went through all that trouble for my sandwich. I'm flattered, officer, but my answer is no. Now, how else can I help you?
As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint. From a distant sunset, a stage light, flash photography, nowhere in particular. It's just what superstar law officers do. They squint at lights, and they solve shit. What are you, deaf? They're perfect, like rock star politician and drug addict teacher. Yeah, you have. You're a big dick cop, Dick Mullen. Salam Rocky Baye, badass on the edge. Yeah, you know. Beneath it is just heartbreak, a pulmonary tract infection. This is the beginning of your legend. With a sudden flash, the world freezes.
Try to sneak.
This must be it. The basement door is weather-worn. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and there's a knocker shaped like a light. The leather upholstery is worn and rough against your jaw. In fact, it's oddly silent in the yard around you. No birds chirp. You knock silently. The upholstery muffles the sound.
I guess no one is in?
You're pretty sure the owner of the apartment isn't here. It's safe-ish.
Let's be honest. This isn't what I joined the RCM for, but every day tells you something new about yourself. Apparently, working with the local union boss to get info on an investigation is not something I'm squeamish about. If the Merc Tribunal happens before we solve this, we are looking at casualties. What's one and on the other hand, we could just leave and tell Evrart we opened the door. No one seems to be tailing us to see if we actually did it. Yes, presenting a fabrication is known to get results here and there. You took this task. You make...
The door is right here. You can... I don't know. You're a pretty good liar. Are you as good an infiltrator as you are a liar? The door to the weasel. You try to be as silent as you can. Finally, the door unlocks with the sound of the key turning still echoes in the yard. There's nothing else to do than to leave and tell Evrart. No, there might be important information. A row of mugs sits on the shelf. Each one depicts a human figure. A dark-skinned woman grinning amidst mysterious symbols. A broad-shouldered man shoveling potatoes, and others. A little ring. Though cheerful, the images on the ceramic make you... There's something disdainful in the way the curves and lines of the bodies were drawn. It looks like the artist is celebrating diversity, but underneath, he's just making fun of these people. You ain't gonna change someone's mind by calling them a bard. The lieutenant picks up one of the mugs.
I'm beginning to feel better about breaking into this man's apartment.
Yes, your broken mug friend would feel very much at home here. The same...
There's the missing tin soldier. Whoever lives here might have used the Whirling's container to dump his trash, and now they've drawn the ire of the Union. The plot thickens.
An interesting little clue. Let's see where this goes. Clues have a way of magically connecting to other clues down the road.
Who knows? I'm not expecting too much from this clothes in the trash lead either way. It might turn out to be some random look.
You could ask Everard who this person is once you're done here. This is the flag of Revachol, the suzerainty. This isn't just one sun, but there are little suns dancing around the big sun. This is the sevenfold. It's an optical atmospheric anomaly the first settlers saw. Happens in cold weather. 6 small suns around the big one. This complex halo phenomena is how old Revachol got its flag.
The tenant is in...
By old-fashioned, he means very right-wing. The flag doesn't seem to mind. It's just a colorful fabric with a sun's... A row of mugs sits on the shelf.
Who knows?
You could ask Everard.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? You have? And how did you like Mr. Clare? Of course. He must have his practical uses. How else could he have kept his position? He could have kept it with corruption. Fantastic, worm-like corruption.
The RCM does not pick sides in this, madame.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt... How could I stop you? Are we not human?
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things.
Oh.
The lieutenant looks at you, and you can swear he's able to contain the anger and surprise.
Unconventional police officers sometimes lose their guns. They then go around and tell people about this, to gauge their...
Incredible. Simply incredible. And how is it going? Has this detecting produced a gun? Well, maybe he's not as helpful as you thought then. Is there anything else? Oh.
The lieutenant, he's a...
Incredible. Yes. As you said.
Please, don't get him in a loop. If you get...
That's wrong. Totally slanderous. Maybe you've got...
Of course. Thank you for the advice.
The lieutenant will be more lenient toward sharing those, hopefully.
Oh.
The lieutenant, he's a...
Incredible. Did he now? Well, then it should be any day now. Unless of...
Perhaps he is.
Did you now? What sort of borscht is he making? The strike brew. That's a classic. And by turn up the heat, I presume you mean put more alcohol in it? Why, if I may ask, why make the...
Yes, detective. What were you hoping to accomplish with this strange thing?
Very curious.
Truly. But that's how he operates. He just does things, ma'am, and then talks about them.
What else? Of course, detective. Until then, is there anything I can help you with?
Again? I can't...
I was just thinking, what a nice day for questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight. The same small, heavy door.
I was just thinking, what a nice day for questions.
She puts her coffee cup with a soft ring. As
Did he? I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions.
she doesn't care. If anything, she sounds amused.
Where did...
It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recorded via DNA.
Does he say he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style? Yeah. That was practically his pickup line. Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Kohoi style? He liked the way it sounded when he said it. As to Kohoi, he wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Kohoi. It wasn't his everything. No, I'm pretty sure he did all those things, and then had to internalize them to keep on living, until they just sort of turn into his...
She's quite observant about the human character, trained to observe, even.
People who go to university know how to use words like internalize and integrate, officer. Now, what was that expression?
There's more to this. She has an index in her head of pathologies and how to exploit them. I can almost see her turn the pages.
Running joke. I was gonna say running joke. And it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lely's punchlines got way. He was like the Seminoles conflict, the Kohoi massacre, and the 36 famine in Yezud all rolled into one person, then cast in Orani ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower. Afraid of what? That tape the Hardy Boys recorded? Your mother probably never told you this, but girls are evil. Had I the physical robustness and social support, I'd be in Kohoi. I would be tearing it up.
Did he tell you he had actually done any of those?
No. We were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seemed happy.
What kind of man was he? Before you go, ask for details. She seems okay to talk about it.
Thank you for clearing that up, miss. Whenever you're ready. I'm interested to hear what Titus Hardy has.
She takes a very small sip of her coffee and smiles.
Like, for example, his...
Actually, officer, I didn't know his name.
A nickname?
I guess. He came from Lelystad. It's short for that. And it was his army name, apparently. He said his real name wasn't his.
Lelystad. That's a good start. We have a few questions you can help us with. A few things, a field autopsy along.
The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed to you. Everything left to be clarified is in the column on the left.
In Oranje, officer. It's, I think...
The Lelystad municipality has few boroughs and even fewer cities. It's made of agricultural plots. Aranye? Aranye's map of waterways?
You were almost right, officer. That means his race was occidental, not mondial. I'll update the form.
Yes. We were.
Did that bring you together?
No. He was too old for that. And from another part of Oranyenrek. I didn't even understand his accent.
No love for Mother Aranye. But wasn't he a soldier? This could be worth pursuing.
So minut wyjdzie.
No. He left the National Service after they taught him to do what he did on Seminine. He wasn't the flag-waving kind. He was the making money, killing people kind. He was by no means a stupid man. A people person. A small platoon leader. Certainly not a patriot. There is nothing on Muindi. The old world is dead, and we both knew it. Maybe Orania did bring us together. In loathing. I love Revachol, though. I hope she loves me, too. He was 42.
42? Are you sure? I would have had him.
He had many scars that made him appear older. But we even celebrated his birthday, like, some weeks ago. It was a funny 2 days.
Looks like you were right, officer.
Points aren't good. Have one, you old dog, before we all die. The young woman looks at you, then the lieutenant, then you.
Blue. Light blue. They were like little blue galaxies, you know? Pardon the swearing. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly. And he had a beautiful, soft voice. Very...
He had a combat wound on his...
Yes. Severe. It made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile. That and those eyes...
Ah, yes. His hair, if you...
It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine, made oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone.
No.
She tries to light another cigarette. It's windy, but she gets it done.
Oh, that. Sure, waterways. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though. How? Imagine him lying in bed. Freakish musculature laid out on the sheets.
Is this Oranese lit?
Yes, this is the very essence of Oranese lit. A moment's respite, dark and hopeless as the struggle itself. He's smoking and drinking, of course, and his chest and shoulders and arms are studded with stars. 10. And the woman goes like, "What was this, baby?" And he says, "That was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that." So she goes, "Okay." And so it goes. Star after star, port after port, third world country after third world country. Oh, yeah. No, thank you. I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell you what they meant without looking at.
Go on.
He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of Orania needed some. He went to Killer Academy in Vredefort. Then he killed some people in the Seminine Islands, and on other islands too. All of the islands. After this, he came to Revachol and got killed himself. It is when you're high. It can be very exciting then. You have the tools to deal with it. It's not a very nice story to remember when you're sober. A change of topic? Is the Union communist? They're a couple of shades pinker than that, no? They're not hardcore in that way, is what I'm trying to say. What are we talking about anyway? This
I think she's just tired. She doesn't know what you meant by that. And can you blame her?
A real rainbow splattering of pharmaceuticals, I bet. How much does the toxicology report cost the police of Revachol? I could.
It's quite expensive, miss, but we'll manage without your help for now.
Yes.
He had a...
Yes.
Ah.
It was light brown, almost blonde.
The young woman nods.
All right.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee. Wait, stop. That man, bloated beyond all below the damage, the weeks of decomposition. How old are you? That's where this is going. 45,000 liters of raw alcohol. You could ask either one of them.
Huh? How old? 58? You asked. He was deceased. He had been decomposing for a week. On the bright side, you've been getting a lot of exercise lately.
There's silence. Then a little...
Sure, you're 42.
Wait. This requires scientific measurements. To the laboratorium.
Officer, it's a fine day for Officer, it's a fine...
She looks back. Time moves slowly. Don't worry. We will protect you from her beauty. We will consult. We will see through deceits. You are advised. There are muscles on long white bones that line her. Miss Araignée Disco Dancer. You want to put your hand on her back and feel it arch. Nothing. Just time passing. Anything out of the ordinary and you would be no... Air moves in your windpipe. Your heart beats. You're a detective. Get back to detecting. She presses her elbows against her waist. Her hair brushes her shoulders, making a small hissing sound. All the strange moment ends. It was brief, no longer than 2.2 seconds. It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board. With the permeable, yes, at last. You find a way to piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. HDB 41, date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene. Followed by the title. Why, yes, your precinct number is... Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your case files. Harry Dubois, HDB. This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Overnight on 1202, a graffito, nay, a mural, appears on an 8-story tenement overlooking central Jamrock. The building is a sparsely inhabited ghost tower. Part cause of failure. Rent to... The mural is enormous. 2 silhouettes, a man and a... True love is possible only in the next world. For new people, it is too late for us. Wreak havoc on the middle class. People call it that thing and that fucking thing. It's visible for miles. In 2 days, the station's complaints desk gets clogged with requests to... The graffito crew is easy to track down. Only the bell lectures have the literage of industrial paint to cover the surface. One of the graffito artists is rumored to be rich. They take responsibility for the execution, but not the design. The ideologue of the next world mural. The case files do not show you finding the author of the crew agrees to clean up after themselves. However, your partner, JV, is against the removal, citing public support for conservation. This leads to a debate in Precinct 41, which then spreads to the streets of Jamrock, ending in a rare plebiscite organized. The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villalobos, plus half of the eminent domain, participate in the vote. Although the case begins with what appears to be a lot of rambling on the streets as to how juvenile and stupid the mural is, given a choice between 2 options. A staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority, and that love truly is possible in the next world for new people, and it is too late for us. Did anyone ask you what you believe in, man with the smelly toilet ledger? What do you want to tackle next? Or are we done? AKA Leslie and Burke, AKA the public indecency drunk and the property damage drunk, is a cursed case. It has been passed from unsuspecting officer to unsuspecting officer for 10 years. On January 29, the unsolvable case made its way to you. Why you accepted it, it is unclear. Every officer, Leslie will always take his pants off when he's drunk. Burke will always trash everything. It's just what they do. It is their nature. You cannot change the nature of a man. And you can't. The only way for Leslie to stop displaying his genitals and for Burke to stop attacking things would be for them to stop drinking alcohol, which in their 40s or 50s, it's hard to tell because of their distorted, threatening fines, dragging them to the station, locking them up in the hellholes they live in, locking them up in the station, hypnotherapy, even trying to get the local gang of Zemyaki to take them out. The Zemyaki gave them ethanol, so Burke and Leslie would expose and rampage even harder. It's plain to see from the files that you, Satellite Officer JV, and Special Consultant TH had more important cases to attend to. You uncover cross-reference to several ongoing investigations, each brought to a standstill every time you drive down Main Street. Because there they are, on the corner of Perdition. And what is Leslie doing? Good, you're learning. If the files are to be trusted, that's all there is to it. That and Burke breaking things, and the fact that they're both drunk. But then again, so are you. The case becomes considerably less comic one day. He must have it confused with the property he likes to damage. But the joke's on him. The officer is also drunk. Way more drunk than Burke there. And in the process, the ledger sustains damage. The compartment within, reserved for permeable documents, is jammed shut. You stop your assault on the now unconscious Burke to open it. But he came at us, and at us. I think he was trying to kill Burko. While trying to kill Burko, you slowly come around. The permeables compartment is open. You've smashed it open on poor Burko's kneecap. Can't get out of his apartment. An invalid. With Burke to tend to, Leslie cuts back on the indecent exposure. Maybe he flashes his genitals to Burke. Who knows? But both drunks are off the street, which is also why the officer responsible narrowly escapes a disciplinary hearing. The end. Do you want to read another one? It would be very interesting to read about these, wouldn't it? I mean, there seems to be a square-shaped entry wound in the victim's forehead. She's been sitting there for weeks, on her rocking chair, with a square hole in her. That's all you got. From the half hour you spent piecing it together, all you know is the entry wound was square-shaped. You never found the bullet. And then another body showed up. Who knows? Those pages are... One day you may still catch the man with the square gun. Some assholes brought their couch outside and hung out on it. In the middle of the street, on the roof, on the hillside by the motorway. You know, at an unexpected location. They were young, and they thought they looked cool on it. Yes, as you've said here, insufferable rock and roll assholes. Young people are the worst. So anyway, you got a complaint about they were leaving it out in all these unexpected and whimsical locations. They took it to where they also took photos of themselves on it and smoked cigarette butts, coffee cups, stupid couch. You had to clean it all up, and you did. So congratulations to you. No, you didn't have time for that. These notes show that you have what is called a real goddamn job. You don't have time to be chasing down the cow. Murder. Tum 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 at the hookah parlor. was a case originally assigned to an officer called Joseph Mills, who is now dead, of circumstances completely unconnected to murder, beaten to death by a throng of Villalobos gang members when him and his partner J.M., only initials mentioned, answered a call one night. It's a sad story, and it isn't really represented in your case files. Joseph Mills was on this case that he just couldn't solve, was doing it solo, said it was a real nutcracker, a real brain twister, was on it for, like, a month. The captain got impatient. Shit or get off the pot. Mills didn't get off the pot. Not yet. He kept at it for a couple of weeks more, racking his brains, running with every theory, as outlandish as they seemed. No, he was awful. Awful sense of humor, too. The worst jokes you've ever heard. Really rapey. Still, he'd been on it for months now. Said it was the final case. Said it was uncrackable. That murderer vanished into thin air. That goddamn hookah parlor. Okay, so the case is handed to you because Mills isn't getting anywhere, and you look into it. Here's the setup. A young man is found dead in a hookah parlor. You know, those places where you go and smoke bubblegum-flavored vapor all day. No, it's soot and water vapor. It doesn't do anything. Yeah, so anyway, young man in his 20s found with his skull busted open, right on the floor of the hookah parlor, in the middle of the day. No one else is in there, only client that day. In perfect health, too. Some kind of movie producer. No one enters, no one exits. He's just sucking on his watermelon hookah all morning, all noon, like he usually does. He's a regular. No calls, nothing. Just sucking on the hookah until 15:45. Then bam. Mills has no idea. Invisible assassin. Movie deal gone sour. Girl at the counter did it. Nothing fits. Eerie. Man just dropped dead. So you go to the parlor. You see cushions around the table. Table's low, heavy, really sharp edge. See? You can't even read the thing without solving it. Yeah, it was that. Turns out hookah does do something. It turns off your brain's oxygen supply, and you don't notice it until you get up to go to the bathroom. Yeah, he liked his hookah. Stephen was his name. Smoking hookah. Didn't you hear? I don't know. Trying to come up with a movie script, maybe. Anyway, that was Murder at the Hookah Parlor. Joseph Mills wasn't a good detective, and about 30 minutes has passed piecing it together. Next, not much has changed in the meanwhile. It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Which one? Not much has changed in the meanwhile.
It's you again. What is it? And
he tenses immediately. Chest tightens, jaw sets, ready for another blow.
That fucking fucker. You're the worst cops.
That fucker wasn't aimed at you. It was at her.
Dark. Dark is when you start a goddamn death rock band. He said he'd rape her. What did she have to say then? Fine by her? This is what people are supposed to be like? Fucking whoop-de-doo.
Yes. In fact, I think she thought it was a little funny.
Funny? No good goddamn psycho.
Seems like they wanted to give Claudia a second chance to play along. She still didn't.
Right. All fucking righty then. I guess it's good then.
Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus.
This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this, lawman?
You don't have to say everything out loud. Just mix and match.
Nah, I know her. She's just a girl. In over her head. Yeah, you're right about that. She takes way.
Well, it's as they say. You can't do anything with an underdose.
Yeah, underdose.
Yeah, but I mean, she has an actual drug problem. Not like you. Not like us. I don't think I've ever seen her sober. I ask for your opinion, not a bedtime story. Tell it to your grandma.
But she didn't. She knows she can't lie to us.
Fantastic. So now, you remember how to do your job. I'm so sick of this piss. We should get something harder in here.
Yeah, guys! We should get a party
Why?
Maybe not then.
Success. They admitted to unlawful collaboration to derail the investigation.
Yeah, maybe. Nah, I know her. Handled him. She got into some stupid shit with that guy.
Yes, we heard all about it, and the fact still stands. You were more disturbed by the tape than her.
I already told you. We fucking hanged him.
The man is slowing down. Looks like a bad blood sugar crash. He can't keep track of all the variables anymore. Who could? It's getting harder and harder to perform one's part in this sordid play. All it takes is a nudge.
Come on, Titus. The stakes are too high here. There will be blood on the streets. The tribunal, remember. I know you're tired. Why don't you just...
You know what? I am tired. I'm tired of you, them, and the whole... Next time you see her, tell her, that lying, scamming. We're done. This is...
Yeah.
On the floor, beer drips out of the can into a small...
What is this quiet funeral shit? What we need is some beers in us.
Why do we make it 40, huh? Why do we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough.
100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager.
It's you again. What is it?
Convince Titus he's being manipulated. You should know by now. Titus Hardy will never falter. But you know someone who might. Fat Angus, the powerful guy. Mr. All must. Just remember, it's about more than Clausia. It's about these men and Martinez, their district, their responsibility. Fatang, just remember it's about more than Glasia. It's about these men and Martinez.
Huh?
He'll get it. Go on.
Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. All because...
Yeah, we liked it. It was fun, wasn't it, guys?
It wasn't for your fucking entertainment, Dennis.
They kill you because they think it's funny.
It wasn't that. It wasn't... We didn't hit him, okay?
That's it. That's the weak one. You flushed him out.
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
Firearm. A Glass 08 or a 38 caliber pistol. Either is small enough for you to have. He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do.
We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when...
Shut up, Angus!
Fatty! Say one more thing to the cops and I'll...
Dennis, stand down, or I'll beat your head in. Theo, take your hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this under control.
Does he? His closed fist is shaking. It's you who's in control.
Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you're...
I left it home. I can't get it. I'm too fucked.
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Now it's all pointless. Because of you. You wasted my time.
Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here. Go.
Fine. I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast.
You're in. He's all yours. Questions?
Me too.
The lieutenant gives a smile only you can see. He nods.
You hang the corpse to cover up the real cause of death.
We're not sure. Probably a bullet.
So there was a wound. You should try looking for it one more time.
Because the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
Girls plural? There's another girl? 2 of them? Take note of this.
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't. Classier came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know? Not in a fun way. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew... I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario. Only in reverse.
Good analogy, boss.
You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. You're still on the bench. And you keep taking it easy too, Angus. We went upstairs. Sure as day the merc was dead. There was a bullet hole through the window. Fucking dirty sheets and bottles everywhere.
He means they'd been fucking?
Tibbs patched the window. And the corpse we hanged. Nah, he's my brother. He's...
Tibbs. That's short for?
Yeah. Good man.
Bet their father's named Atticus Hardy. Lucretia Hardy would be their sister. Anyway.
noticed our girl's in some shit of her own. Yeah, she wouldn't. She's fucked if she shows up on police radar. They're powerful, connected to the moral intern. She's clearly afraid for her life. Says if she showed up in your systems, she'd be ghosted away.
That's all he knows. That's all she's...
And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a murder?
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing. Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere. So that's a clue. I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them. Either hers or his.
Hers, you mean?
I mean the people after Klausya. Maybe the shot missed. Maybe it was...
I like that. Been thinking the same thing myself.
My dude. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns, training, years of bad blood, probably. Or it could have been someone else from Crenell. Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do.
These theories, not bad. Don't buy either one, but still, this guy's not as dumb as he looks.
In a manner of speaking.
Remember the two girls? He may be talking about the other one.
That's right. It was her idea to hang him. I liked it for political reasons. It sent a good message. Fella, you think too much. He's off all right. You're gonna hurt your head. That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her, anyway. We're Hardy Boys, and that's it. Nope, you're not getting to her. It's Klausya you want to talk to. You do that. Hey, cop, before Klausya, came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. Now, she refused that. That's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a couple of ruins.
We'll take that into account.
It's always good to see you. I understand.
Just like that. No resistance. Her shoulders are slouched, her feet long and straight.
I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. It's what you do. You're the police. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting your time.
This is good. Clear the air first, between you two. Shush, I can't hear what she's saying.
If you knew we would find out eventually, why did you waste our time?
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten into.
I am not. There is more here.
You're right. There's more. You answer to the coalition government, and by extension...
Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea. A grand expanse of water reaches over the bay and to the horizon. Wine dark in the evening light. The pale, Lady Isola, the Occident, and then Aranye, the old world.
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts. I have people after me, and they have friends in the moral intern. Some are moral intern. If I show up in your records, officer, they will find me. They will.
What happens if they do?
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill, well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
Fucked? People after her? Moral intern people? Actually, this murder did have a little to do with her.
I did. I also had a side job selling insurance that I was really good at. Got picked up by a bank. Competitive intelligence, they called. After that, I sort of, transitioned out of the whole culture scene. It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Ravishol, or even in Oranje.
What exactly did you do?
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again. With a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers, 2 decades worth.
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired.
The job was Louisduin County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Louis Scott conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too, along with Louis Scott and their friends in the MI. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive.
Laws cap. These people engineer financial disasters in second world countries. The conglomerate also includes the Bank of Consecration, Airberg, and the popular Papalolo line of dairy products.
Yeah. Papa fucking Lolo wants to kill me. Sure, I'm not a war criminal, but it was bad. People lost their jobs. Good people too, not just C-suite. A lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder. We were there. Together. In bed, I mean. Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open.
Her chest rises and falls with each word.
I knew he was dead, before he fell down on top of me. No, I want to. Let's get this done.
It's okay. Tell us as much as you're comfortable with.
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs. I waited for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be one. It never came.
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails.
Oh. So am I.
What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us.
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight.
It's okay. Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking.
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off, much more than usual.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this?
No. Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore, so I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there. Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the Union box was full. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was...
Ruby?
Ruby. You know, the leader.
The leader?
The Hardy Boys. Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need taken care of.
Would you say she is the 8th Hardy Boy?
Why not? Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, that I can't leave. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright.
To mislead you, they were tampering with the body.
To produce lividity, matching a hanging?
Yes.
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was...
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what he does. Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do. Make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would. Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. That we should lay low or something. So I did. I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
We will need to take this question to the Hardy Boys.
Interesting. Why did this Ruby go through so much trouble to hide something someone else did? Look into this later.
When he was shot? I may have. I don't know.
The gunshot wasn't that loud. This is something to keep in mind when assessing the distance of the shot.
That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break. I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not to talk to anyone or be seen with any so they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me. Or, I don't know anything anymore. All I do is wait here.
We can't go after Loose Cap. Not yet. There are other, saner leads.
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. If there's one thing I know, it's that you'll get nothing from there.
If they want to kill me, they'll kill me. If they want to toy with me, they will. She's come to this conclusion weeks ago.
Because I'm an idiot.
Which is an indicator of true idiot. She's nothing of the sort.
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept rotting.
Her jaw is clenched. Her throat moves.
He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud. Thud.
She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could not have been a lie. That is impossible.
Last week, Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs, took care of it.
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene. It's right there. Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye. She nods silently. She doesn't even He's thinking, are we done here? Or...
I was just thinking, what a nice evening it is for taking part in a murder investigation.
But we are awake, sire. She has been forthcoming with sordid details women usually conceal. Most shocking detail. If you have doubts, just give us one example of deceit. Just one, and we will gladly change our minds. Who is this personhood picking these seditious options? Can't you see the detective? Stop staring at her eyes and say something pertinent to the case.
I was just thinking, what a nice evening.
Who? What? Dear God, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover, and she probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would she? Arrest her immediately, before she further entangles you in her web of lies.
I did. What is this? I called your desk or whatever it is. The numbers are all. There was an older woman on the other end. It sounded like she was.
That is the emergencies desk number. Anyone could know that, sire, by looking around and calling the desk. I don't believe.
What time did you make the call?
Thursday night. It was late.
It checks out.
But I know the time of the call too. I know I have not been 100% truthful with you, officers, but I am now.
I agree. You wouldn't give us your real name.
Okay. Okay, it's not. You log your work every week. It's all transmitted to Common, sir. I couldn't just beg you not to end. Like I lied before. Like I did at LCSB. I have to lie all the time. I'm so tired of it. No, it's submerged in a plastic buoy on the coast, in the reeds. It just...
Falsified document?
Passport and visa. Given to me by my employer. I can't even use them. My employer probably leaked the name, Maya Smith, to her.
Why would they do that?
I didn't show up to a rendezvous. They don't take that lightly. I didn't show up because I was afraid they'd do something to me. The job was finished. I'm just a liability now. West of the boardwalk, in the reeds, on the coast there. I put it there when I first arrived. Haven't been there since. It's useless.
The lieutenant makes a note of it.
You're welcome to it. It's in the reeds northwest of here, past a broken sewage pipe, right near the waterline. I am. They can never take my sash and my scepter from...
Yes, they can, for lying.
It's Katarzyna Elysium.
It's a Grad name, Jimsk or Yugograd in origin. Not Occidental at all. Smells of motor oil. It also makes Klasia almost an alacronym for Katarzyna Elysium.
It was a sentimental thing. I wanted to be more me here, this time.
A nickname? Who gave you this nickname, Claudia?
A teenage boy. 1,000,000 years ago. My parents were Zemsk immigrants, but I'm nationalized Oranese. All I remember is Oranje. Elysium is my father's name. You can call me whatever you want.
She nods, her back straight, ready for whatever is next. She slowly lights another cigarette. You are. This is not the end of this. This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflect golden light melts away into the blue, glassy darkness of your mind. In it are two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman on the single bed. A two-hearted spider. Like the witness said, the man is kneeling, the woman is on her back. It's the night of March 4th, and the man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth, a ray cast from somewhere outside, entering his brain. From the roof outside, location A prime. The glass fractures around the bullet hole, shards face inwards like a corona behind the woman's back. The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain. He never will. Death comes faster than the realization. The ray cast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. This is composite location A prime, most likely of the origin points. There could have been, then the rain and slush and wind washed it away. This was more 72%, with a weapon that's good for medium range, like a rifle or sports pistol. This is a good short distance, but not too short. The perpetrator aimed with their back against the railing, or possibly kneeling for precision. The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium, a well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in. Neither of them would have seen anything outside, in the darkness, too busy with their own bodies. None that you've found thus far, but that doesn't mean there aren't any. Point X would contradict the woman's testimony, rendering the entire proposition void. These figures would be wiped out, detective. That's a 28%, yes. In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing excludes the possibility. Should we extrapolate to include every possible point of origin in Mart? According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations, starting with the northern edge of the abandoned boardwalk, ending with an islet in the bay. Let's call them B prime. B prime for boardwalk, B double prime for Land's End, and B triple prime for the islet, detective. There may be smaller points in between, but those are too fine to zoom in on. 700 meters away. The likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest. Even with the light on inside, we're talking military training. At that distance, the perpetrator would have had to take wind direction into account. 1.2 kilometers away, the least likely of these positions, let's say 3%. A truly skilled sniper could have done it. Possibly from a tent. No, too far-fetched. 1 kilometer away, a point beyond the docks, on an islet in the bay. The fort is ruined, but the perpetrator may have found a stable spot on the beaches surrounding it, where the concrete crumbles into the sea. As you saw in the coin-operated viewer, the shot would have been a small miracle, 5% likelihood. There is an extremely narrow field of view from the bay to the window, between Rue de Saint-Ghislain 10 and 33A. The angle would have been extreme, and access to the islets is questionable.
From where, precisely? I see you have given this a lot of thought. Are those the locations you've singled out in addition to the roof? And what is the likelihood, in your opinion, that it came from a further distance? Okay, well, we should see if there is gunshot residue or sniper nests if we go down the coast. Rule these spots out one by one. It would be the diligent thing to do. Until then, personally, I'm going with the roof version. A simple hypothesis can be wrong, but it's something to build on. From where, I see you have given this a lot of thought. Okay, well, we should see if there is... It would be the diligent thing to do.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you. He smiles. It's almost like music. He looks. Shrugging is an international.
It's you again. What is it? Why? You're cuckoo, cop. I'm the only man responsible.
Yeah, fuck off!
Sounds like you want to push this steaming pile of... Ruby's one of us. We're not gonna throw her under your...
And fuck you too, moral fa...
Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become a suspect. You know how it works.
That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound theory. I don't want to be rude, but we're trying to...
I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'll be surprised at how...
From the corner of your eye, you see a little bird fly into the bush, right behind the window, behind Titus's back.
It's you again. What is it?
A sudden flash of lightning in your neocortex. The hostel cafeteria is lit by its airy blaze. Floor plans, bullet trajectories, webs of human emotion, all channeled into a single thought.
Because she was here, all night, with a...
He's cobbling together shit so he can put her away. It's
She was here all night? 11:30 to 12:15? She was here during...
Yeah, with us, drinking, near the stage there.
No.
That's a lie.
All right, she took a fucking leak, okay? For one moment. Maybe went out too. She has an operation to run from her lorry. We're not getting into what that operate, and just 'cause she was gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean she magically got to the roof and shot him. I've been through this.
He's been through it. That means, all right, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for sometime during the window. This was crucial. Now let's place her on that roof.
Why not? You can't draw a straight line into Clausia's wind. Maybe from the coast. But like I said, I've been too busy dealing with you idiots. So no, I don't think 72%. There's a percentage and all. Where'd you get it from?
Definitely lie. The truth is not credible.
Wouldn't hurt to have one of those in Martinez. Still, all the labs in the world don't put her on that roof. How'd she get there? Climb? Nah, the only way up there is through Clausia's room. We've only been drinking here for what?
Been thinking of getting wilding in rats.
There you go. Tatted on his ass.
No, but that doesn't prove.
It's just 2 doors. We're not giving you Ruby for that.
What if those 2 doors are connected, Eugene? Is that your name? If they are connected, she could have gone to the kitchen, gone up, shot him on the roof, then come down.
Yes, she could have. This is one long shot. All right, I'll play alone. Those 2 doors of yours, the winch connects them with some kind.
What wench? Where's
on the side of the building? You can see it from the harbor. You want to be a lieutenant.
I've seen the winch.
Fuck off, man.
Garbage. It wasn't a Sambo artist call. I've been doing this for...
It's never a Sambo fighter, and it's never a bullet bending...
Or ghost. It's never a ghost either. Don't worry, we've got better than that.
Firmly. Try shit on a stick. All you've a step. And even then, our route doesn't put that bullet in the Burke's head.
Phase 2. Murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. If not that, then at least a shadow. Just don't contradict yourself. If it doesn't sound like Ruby did it. But what if you miss interesting information that way? The choice is ultimately yours. But...
You lost your gun?
What in... Tell me, did you lose it before the murder? You didn't, and Ruby didn't. You
Stop thinking about your lost gun, damn it.
This was merely a thought exercise. He did not lose his gun. Let's move on.
God damn, that's just about your favorite topic, isn't it? Every fucking 5 seconds. Trouble. This is Revachol. Even the roidheads in the gym had a carbine. No one has trouble getting a gun.
He must be referencing some past case of theirs. He's angry because he knows you're right. What he's saying only confirms your theory.
I don't knock up Why don't you find your lost gun first?
Easy now, Al.
Titus, we're not seriously considering it, are we? Ruby wouldn't do this. Why would she do?
Phase 3. Motive. The last component.
You had expressed, on occasion, your dislike of the mercenaries.
Whack someone in my district? That doesn't carry much favor with Titus Hardy. She has to know that. And I suppose you have a theory on that.
Think about it. Why go through all that effort? It was her.
She had, like, a fully formed plan and shit.
Really, Shanks? Claudia wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one up there.
Time for a logics demonstration.
I didn't do it, fucker!
You probably did, though.
It's just a thought experiment. Think, Shanky. You killed him. You got up there, shot him, cut down.
Fuck you, man! I would never fuck my guy.
She didn't either. She would never do that. Why aren't more of you defending her? This is fucking...
Glenn, I thought the same thing when she skipped town and left us in this shit.
Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely. And she skipped town. This is good.
There's no fucking leadership challenge. Just when I thought she were taking this seriously, cop.
Man, now he's just throwing shit again.
Okay. We've ruled out infighting. That's how this works, by exclusion. Remember, all we need to do is rule Ruby out too. That's all this is.
Silence. He looks around the old man in the corner. A very small nod.
Yeah, I see it. There's one more thing I've been wondering about. Ever since you asked me, I don't know where she went. She just got up and left. Got real scared, too. Wouldn't tell me where. She was afraid I would tell you. Maybe she was right. By now, I probably would.
She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behavior. Why fleeing is all...
Perhaps. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy, though. She made sure of that. Friday afternoon, when you first arrived, I got word the RCM was in town. Then she came in to see me. Told me she was leaving. That's when we had our little I told you. You. No, you. As in the cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes. Sure. Nor. You know, when I first saw you limping here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply. But now I'm not so sure. She said you have a funny taste in clothes and that you won't stop until you have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock, that you're a human can opener, that you play suspects against each other.
And then when they're all empty, just move on to the next camp.
Fucking hell. Titus, did he just...
Open Angus up like a can? Yes, he did. Now, we can whine about it, whack him, or we can go on with our lives. I'm having to go on with our lives kind of day, Al.
Silence. He nods.
You are insistent.
Yeah, there was something else. She wouldn't tell me, though. I could see she wanted to. It was burning on her lips. This called Titus, this called Pete. But she was too scared. She's not far. We know that much.
Good fucking luck, man. She knows this place.
Yeah, Al. And we won't either.
She's not really a hardy candidate anymore.
She's not, Glenn. A little. On the coast.
Where have you looked for her?
More precisely, on the coast. Past the water.
Who's doing this looking? They're all here.
Lizzie needed some air. No one goes to tell Evrard anything. He knows what he had.
It's called a radio, you believe. The gardener may have played you a game when she stormed out. She has her own plan.
Sure, there are some shit houses there. A cinderblock town. I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes crash.
We will start there. One more question.
Boyish. Hair's red. Dyed. She looks like a Lowry man. The what now? I have no idea.
She said she's building a pale emitter.
What?
We were talking about radio equipment. She said she's doing Ulan frequencies and a pale something.
This guy barely understands.
There you have it. Pale something. It'll have to.
His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite. You know, I don't usually do this. I just measure things, but...
No, we're good.
Why not? You could turn the thing into an actual police force. Afraid you would...
Rich boy law is a sham. It only works for the Wild Pines, lady. So keep your lab. The coast is a dangerous place for lawmen.
Ok, isto foi bué progresso.
Someone's been a little boring. Yes, my standard liege. Someone's seen all sorts of wild ideas pop off and thought, I'll take the boring one. The regular, please. The brown. No need to be defensive. The regularity, the brownness, the cut and dry. Of course you do. Let's get right to it. My lord's copper type is regular cop. I'll let everyone know. I'll send out a telefax. Yes, the type of cop you are, sire. Think of it as a caste, a class even, a nation of regular law officials that you belong to. It comes, of course, with the you done and done. No actual communiques will be sent, of course.
Ok. Ganda dose. Vamos só para ali. O sítio que tenho que ir a seguir. Depois vamos parar a stream. Já durou muito mais do que era suposto. Mas eu estava aqui numa... Aqui on a roll. Não queria perder a linha de pensamento. Aí o gajo está ali, ok, boa. Caraças. Bom, já chega por hoje. Thank you for watching. Amanhã há mais. Bye bye. Até logo. Olha, a câmera está frozen. Bom, até logo.